There's nothing more satisfying than watching an overpowered main character completely turn the tables on everyone who underestimated them. From hidden legends and reincarnated sages to fearless warriors and tactical masterminds, this year has delivered some incredible new anime with protagonists who completely dominate their worlds. So, without wasting any more time, let's count down the top 10 new anime with overpowered main characters you need to watch. Starting off our list is a fantasy anime that proves true strength isn't always about overwhelming power. Sometimes it's about building something from nothing. The story follows DS, a legendary war hero who's finally rewarded for years of service with his own territory. The catch? The land is nearly empty, with very few people and countless challenges waiting for him. Rather than giving up, DS uses his experience, leadership, and determination to slowly transform the forgotten frontier into a thriving home for everyone. What makes him such an overpowered protagonist isn't flashy magic. It's his ability to solve impossible problems, unite people, and protect those who depend on him. Watching his territory grow alongside his reputation is incredibly satisfying. If you enjoy kingdom-building fantasy with a mature and capable main character, this is definitely one to add to your watch list. And you can watch it on Crunchyroll. At number 9, we have the world's strongest Rearguard. What if the weakest class in a fantasy world turned out to be the strongest? That's exactly the situation Arihito Atobe finds himself in after being transported to another world and receiving the Rearguard class. At first, everyone sees him as nothing more than a support character. But as Arihito uncovers the true potential of his abilities, he quickly becomes the backbone of every battle. Instead of relying on brute strength, he uses strategy, powerful support skills, and smart teamwork to defeat enemies far stronger than anyone expects. If you're a fan of RPG-style adventures, dungeon exploration, and protagonists who prove brains can be just as powerful as brawn, this anime is definitely worth watching, and you can stream it on Crunchyroll. At number 8, from Overshadowed to Overpowered, second reincarnation of a talentless sage. Everyone loves an underdog story, and this anime delivers one of the most satisfying comebacks of the year. Eftal spent his entire first life being called talentless, despite dedicating everything to mastering magic. After dying of old age, he's reincarnated hundreds of years into the future with all of his memories intact. But this new world has forgotten many of the powerful techniques he once considered basic, allowing him to shock everyone with magic that's far beyond modern standards. Watching Eftal quietly prove his worth without seeking recognition makes every victory even more rewarding. It's the perfect mix of reincarnation, powerful magic, and satisfying character growth, and it's streaming on Crunchyroll. Coming in at number 7, The Villager of level 999. In most fantasy worlds, villagers are ordinary people who stay far away from the action. But this anime asks one simple question. What if a villager became the strongest person alive? After reaching the unbelievable level 999, the protagonist possesses power that completely changes the world's balance. Despite being strong enough to defeat almost anyone, all he wants is a peaceful life. Of course, that never lasts for long, as powerful enemies continue to challenge someone they mistakenly believe is just an ordinary villager. With its fun mix of action, comedy, and satisfying, overpowered moments, this series is packed with battles that never get old. If you enjoy watching arrogant enemies get humbled, you'll have a great time with this one. And you can watch it on Crunchyroll. At number 6, we have one of the most unique entries on today's list, Though I Am an Inept Villainess. Unlike most overpowered protagonists who rely on overwhelming physical strength, this series showcases a heroine whose greatest weapon is her intelligence. The story begins after a forbidden spell swaps the bodies of the admired noblewoman Reirin and the jealous Keigetsu. Suddenly trapped inside the body of the Empire's most hated maiden, Reirin must survive deadly palace politics while uncovering dangerous conspiracies hidden within the royal court. Even after losing everything, she refuses to give up. With her sharp mind, calm personality, and quick thinking, Reirin constantly turns impossible situations in her favor, proving that real power isn't always measured by physical strength. If you enjoy palace politics, clever female leads, and protagonists who outsmart everyone around them like Mao Mao from the Apothecary Diaries, this anime is an easy recommendation, and you can watch it on Crunchyroll. By the way, if you're enjoying the list so far, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Anime Senpai for more anime recommendations, seasonal watch lists, and upcoming anime updates. And let me know in the comments, which new overpowered main character anime are you the most excited to watch in 2026? Now, let's jump into the top 5. At number 5 is the Insipid Prince's furtive grab for the throne. What if the kingdom's laziest prince was secretly its strongest warrior? Prince Arnold is famous for avoiding responsibility and acting like he has no interest in the throne. While the rest of the royal family fights for power, he happily lets everyone underestimate him. But behind that carefree attitude lies an incredible secret. He's actually Silver, one of the continent's legendary SS rank adventurers. Using both overwhelming strength and brilliant strategies, Arnold quietly manipulates events from the shadows while protecting the people he cares about. Watching everyone underestimate him before discovering who he really is never gets old. If you love hidden, overpowered protagonists, fantasy worlds, and political mind games, this is one anime you shouldn't miss, and you can stream it now on Crunchyroll. At number 4, I became a legend after my 10-year-long last stand. Imagine saving the world, only to return and find that 10 years have already passed. That's exactly what happens to Luck, a legendary mage who sacrifices himself during humanity's final battle against the Demon King. Everyone believes he died a hero, but after surviving the impossible, he returns to a completely different world where his legend has already been written. Choosing to hide his true identity, Luck starts over as a low-ranked adventurer. But no matter how hard he tries to live quietly, his overwhelming strength always finds a way to stand out. Every battle is a reminder of why he was once considered humanity's greatest hero. If you're a fan of fantasy adventures with an already overpowered protagonist, this series is definitely worth watching, and you can stream it on Crunchyroll. Breaking into the top 3 is The Exiled Heavy Knight Knows How to Game the System, one of the most anticipated fantasy adaptations of the year. The story follows Elimus, the son of a prestigious swordsman family whose life falls apart after awakening the Heavy Knight class. Since everyone believes it's one of the weakest classes in existence, he's quickly abandoned and exiled. What nobody knows is that Elimus remembers his previous life. He knows this world inside and out because it was once the game he played. Armed with complete knowledge of hidden skills, secret quests, and broken character builds, he begins exploiting the game's mechanics to unlock the Heavy Knight's true potential. Before long, the class everyone mocked becomes one of the strongest in the world, leaving heroes and nobles completely speechless. If you're a fan of RPG-inspired fantasy and protagonists who completely break the system, this anime deserves a spot on your watch list. You can watch it on Crunchyroll. Taking the runner-up spot is Black Torch, a supernatural action series that fans have been waiting years to see animated. The story follows Jiro Azuma, a descendant of an ancient ninja clan who possesses the unusual ability to communicate with animals. His peaceful life changes forever after rescuing an injured black cat named Reigo, who turns out to be an incredibly powerful Mononoke. When a deadly enemy attacks, Jiro and Reigo are forced to merge, granting Jiro extraordinary supernatural abilities unlike anything the world has ever seen. Soon, he finds himself fighting alongside a secret organization dedicated to eliminating dangerous spirits threatening humanity. With stylish animation, fast-paced ninja combat, supernatural monsters, and explosive battles, Black Torch has all the ingredients to become one of the biggest action anime of 2026, and it's streaming on Crunchyroll. Taking the number 1 spot is Tomb Raider King, easily one of the most anticipated manhwa adaptations finally arriving in anime form. In a world where mysterious tombs filled with powerful relics suddenly appear, relic hunter So Ju-hyun is betrayed and left for dead by the very people he trusted. But fate gives him one more chance, sending him back in time before the relics begin changing the world. Armed with knowledge of future events, he sets out to claim the strongest relics before anyone else can. What makes So Ju-hyun such a satisfying protagonist is that he wins through both intelligence and overwhelming power. Every relic makes him even stronger, while his experience keeps him several steps ahead of every rival. Watching his enemies realize they've completely underestimated him never gets old. If you loved solo leveling or enjoy revenge stories with an incredibly overpowered main character, Tomb Raider King is a must-watch, and you can watch it on Crunchyroll. That's it for today's list. Which of these new overpowered main character anime are you the most excited to watch? Let me know down in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want more anime recommendations like this, check out my next video. You won't want to miss it. See you in the next one.